little different today, but you know what? That's what we got going on. So we're gonna see what's up. I'm gonna sit and do some collectives. Oh my goodness. I can already feel the energy coming through. What do we need to see? What do we need to do? Let's sit and read about it. I'm actually gonna pull this in really quick because this chair, it has a little footstool on it, you know, but I don't need the footstool right now, so. Yeah, let's see what's up. Hi everybody. Let's see what's up. What's going on? How is everybody? It's been a ride. It's been a ride. Hi, hey. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. We've got a Venus retrograde and Saturn conjunction happening today. Ooh, ooh, ooh! I saw that when it came out. It's the Devil card. Ooh, ooh. Okay, what do we need to know about the devil? The devil that we cannot see. The devil that's hiding, the devil that's the devil, a temptation, something to level with. What do we need to know about it? Oh, really popping out. All right. Sometimes the devil wants you to feel like the devil just being the force that opposes you, okay? The force, because there's so many different ways that could be spoken about or be like iterated, you know? So a force that is in opposition to you, a force that is opposing you. Yeah, a force that is opposing you. If you have a force that is opposing you, especially something that's maybe elusive or something that's maybe feels a little like, is this really happening? You're like questioning yourself about it, right? Okay. They want you to feel like that's the only option. They want you to feel like, hey, they want you to feel like that's the only option. That being with that person or being in that situation or being around those people or having that job or having that opportunity, like that's the only thing. That's the only thing. Look at how abundant and fertile the world is. Look at how abundant and fertile the world is, okay? So if you feel like you only have one option, clock it. You definitely have more. You definitely have more. What else do we need to see about this? What else we need to see? What else need? What? Anything else about this one? Let's clear this one, actually. Let's pick these up. Let's clear this one. What else needs to be? What else needs to come through? What else needs to be spoken about? You know? Oh. Hold on. Preservation, reservation, off by yourself, reserving, preserving, conserving. This person has money in their pockets. They got money in their pockets, and it's like stuffed full. A stuffed full pocket of money. Okay, I'm cool with that. You know, hey. Yeah, I'm cool with that. A stuffed full pockets of money. All right. What? And it's grounding too. It landed on the ground. What do we need to know about that? What do we need? Stuffed full pockets of money. Especially if you're someone who right now is like retreated. If you've retreated, okay, like I'm done with that, I'm done with them, I'm done with this, I'm done with there, I'm done. I'm going back to what I know, I'm going back. Okay, so I've retreated. So if you're in that retreat or you're in this kind of like, not in defeat retreat, just like, you know, coming back in, love you too. Coming back in and like being, how do I say, just more reserved, preserved, conserved. What do we need to know about it? If you're in that right now, the money, the honey money, the sweet money. What is it? There we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. Sometimes, and I've been thinking about this so much recently. Oh, speaking of, hi, Angela. Hold on, let me go in. I'm gonna add you as a mod. Cool. When my other mods pop up too, I'm gonna add them back also, or add them in to that. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so if you're in this, let's go back. Also, thanks for that. If you're in the reserve, preserve, conserve energy right now, you're grounding something bigger than you. You're grounding something bigger than you, and it's something that you can't really see yet. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently. It's like every time I try to leave the house recently, and I'm just gonna speak on my personal experience because it feels relevant for the cards that just came out. Every time I try to leave the house recently, I get turned right the heck back around and I come back to the house. I come back inside, back to my reserve, preserve, conserve energy. And I realized recently, it's probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point, but recent enough that it was recent. I realized that every time I try to leave my cocoon early, Spirit turns me right back around and is like, okay, well, go go back to being in your cocoon, go back to your isolation. You have things to do, you have a brew, you have to keep up on things. Like, what, why are you trying to go outside? Why are you trying to go outside? It's not the time, it's not for right now. One of the other things that I've been hearing about this is that it's not detention, or like you're not in trouble. Recently with me not going outside and just being at the apartment, being in my space and like chilling, right, and just being, one of the things I've realized about this is that it's prevention, not detention. Preventing certain situations from happening. Like, I don't know, it's like these winds of chaos and turbulence are blowing out there, wherever there is, I don't know, wherever you're being like kind of reserved from right now, conserved from right now. They're being blown out there. The winds of chaos, they're being blown and things are being thrown around. And so it's like, okay, stay over here. Stay where you know you need to be so that you don't get caught up in that windy energy. Stay over here where you know you need to be. So it's prevention, not detention. And that's so there doesn't have to be an intervention later on. But there's something bigger. Something bigger. Is there? No, we need to clear that. What else we need to see about this? What else we need to see? What else? Hello, hello. Also, my personal readings are open today. We're doing collective right now, but the personals are open. So, what else we need to see? A project. What do we need to see about a project? Nurturing the physical. Creativity and nurturing the physical are like, they go hand in hand. I've also noticed with the South Node in Virgo, so if you're looking at your astrological charts, anything that's connected to your Mercury, your 6th house, and your Virgo placements, that is going to be, hello, hello, hey, that is going to be something that if you get up and you nurture it and you sit in the energy of the Virgo, also 7722, look at you. Okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty good, huh? The cat did a little meow to say what's up. So, okay, let me run it back. Let me run it back. If you're in the South Node in Virgo energy, okay, so the 6th house, Mercury, Virgo energy. If you're working with that energy right now, if you get up in it and you get moving in it and you get some stuff done, wherever your Virgo house is, wherever your Mercury is happening, then the information comes through, then the creativity, then things in the spirit can get moved around. But the physical thing has to be shifted, or the physical work has to be, done. It has to be spun. Interesting. So what else we need to see about this? Something with the moon cycle is about to be done. I am seeing Venus going direct and the full moon in Libra, which I'm honestly super excited about. Yeah, I am. I'm really excited about it because we have Venus is going direct right before the full moon in Libra, and then the full moon's in Libra, and the new moon that we had in Libra in October 2nd of 2024, that was an eclipse. Not only was that an eclipse, we had the dark moon in Libra at the time also. So we've been working with shadows and balancing and all this Venus energy from a previous cycle. Yeah, okay. All this Venus energy from a previous cycle, and the previous cycle, so Venus retrograded about 1.5 years ago around the start of the South Node in Libra. So for the entire Libra South Node, which is ruled by Venus, we were in one specific cycle. We were working on something really big with our Libra, our 7th house, and our Venus energy. I know for me, it was a lot about like clearing out things that were not worth me, clearing out things that didn't actually resonate with my path or help me with what I was doing. So, discernment for you on kind of like what that lesson or theme was. But we've been working in that for about 1.5 years. And so this full moon that's coming up, Venus is going direct at the same time that we have a full moon. It's like right before the full moon is exact. So they're within 24 hours. It's basically the same time, which is crazy. And so there's going to be this like there's going to be a huge illumination, this huge clarity of like, I went through that and this is what I got out of it. I balanced the scales, this is where I'm going, because we're also in like a really, really big transition energy right now, transition into the future. Really like, think about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Now look about 1.5 years to 2 years in the future, and we're in the smack in the center of it right now. So that full moon is like, we're done. We finished that one, whatever that one is. You're being so sweet right now. Thanks, love. Yeah, you want to play? I can see it. He's quite funny. You want to come sit with me? Hold on. No? Okay. It's also raining, so he's got cat rain energy, He's got cat rain energy. But yeah, that's going to be, something's grounding on that full moon. And full moons, the other thing I hear about it too is like full moons can clear. Interesting. Full moons can clear Where's your Libra in your chart? Okay, what about Libra? Do we need to know that? Where's your Libra in your chart? Libra, tapping into the Libra in your personal chart for the full moon. What is that gonna do? It's like, it's clearing it out. Clearing it out, and this is a new beginning. Clearing it out, this is where I am. Clearing it out, this is what I've done. Clearing it out, here we go. Clear, 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 clear. A clear head, clear heart. It's gonna be clear. Clear, what else do we need to see about this? Something else about this. That was a lot of cards. That was a lot of cards. What else? I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that, but I'll listen. I don't know if I like it, but I'll listen. The king has blinded you. The blindness from the king, the blindness of the king, the blind. There's like this powerful masculine, and then the feminine is like, can't see, is bound up. It's the Eight of Swords. For those people who know tarot and wanna visualize the card. Wrapped up in something that you don't know about. Wrapped up in something, oh God, okay. Let it say what it needs to. Wrapped up in something that you don't know about. Wrapped up in something that you cannot see. Wrapped up in something that is of more than just your creativity. Sometimes that happens in magic where we accidentally collaborate with other people and we don't even realize it until, you know, like meeting people at the right place at the right time, you know, meeting people at the right place at the right time, and it's like it's a happen chance. It's like, wow, it's crazy that we met right now. It's crazy that this is a thing. It's crazy this is happening. Okay, but there's these patterns within both of our lives where it makes sense that we will cross paths in this moment, you know? So sometimes we accidentally collaborate. Sometimes we accidentally co-create, and then we get to the actual co-creation, and then we're there. So like, you're blind to something that you've co-created with this strong masculine energy. So it could be your strong masculine energy. It could be somebody else's strong masculine. It's just strong. It's very potent, strong masculine energy, wherever it's coming from, however it's showing up. But the feminine, normally this like really, really, like intuitive, this intuitive kind of know-it-all, you know, the sightseeing energy right now is blinded in it and doesn't know what the co-creation is. It's also like, help with, this is a trick. This is a trick. You're not blind. This is a trick, you're not blind. Let's talk about that. Oh my gosh, that makes me want to throw the cards. That actually makes me really angry. That actually makes me really angry. Okay, so let's talk about it. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about how the feminine, it is Venus retrograde, and we got the wheel. I'm holding the wheel on the bottom. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about how the feminine can get taken advantage of by the masculine's magic. Because if we're looking at the feminine, and I'm going to use kind of some general terms. We could be more specific, and maybe I'll get specific. But let's talk about it. So the feminine being this intuitive, receptive, kind of like symbolic energy. Okay, how do I explain this? Please allow me the words to explain this, because this is a pattern I've been seeing for years and years and years. So apparently it's time we talk about it. Sometimes the masculine that is involved with magic, that is involved with spirit. And I'm not saying that this is, how do I say? I'm just saying pay attention and be aware. Okay, so sometimes because the masculine can come up in, it doesn't matter how you identify in your gender, you know, it'll come up when it comes up. So the masculine could come up from any sort of person. I'm not saying that it's a man. I'm just saying it's the masculine energy. So, you know, discernment. Sometimes the masculine energy can pop out and give you the signs that you're looking for because of prophecies you receive. Because think about that. If you are a weaver, you're a receiver, you're a believer, you're a dreamer, and you're like, oh yeah, Spirit told me that this, and I've been seeing these numbers, and I have these dreams, and all the stuff about your prophetic, whatever's going on. I don't know. It's different for everybody, right? If you've got that prophecy stuff going on, if you got the prophecy stuff that you're moving in and grooving and your weavings are working and you're like, yeah, this is what I wanted. This is what I asked for. This is, you know, things are, you get the signs and the symbols and the messages. Oh my God, it's going to show up soon. The manifestation's coming in. I created that a while ago. It's going to ground soon. Think about what happens if there's again, this is in any gendered sort of person. If there's an intuitively smart masculine, however that shows up, around, just around. And they even if they don't know about those prophecies, even if they don't know about your signs and your symbols and your dreams and your work, and even if they don't know about it, okay, even if they don't know, but there's somebody who practices and they're in the, you know, they're in the work of it. If they are able to, with their signs and their symbols and things that are going on, intuitively bring to you what your prophecies of feminine intuition have been saying, it's really easy to get tricked into thinking that you're supposed to be co-creating with that person, when really it might not be true. When really it might not be real. When really it might not be the thing you need to be doing. Is it what you asked for? Okay. Is it what you asked for? Is it exactly where you need to be? Do you look further into the prophecy, but look further into the fates, look further into the work a little bit. Because if it shows up at the right place at the right time, you're not gonna have to force anything. It's not gonna be destructive. It's not gonna be, well, I mean, it's gonna be work. And sometimes there's strain and pain involved in that. Just depends on who you are and how you do the work. But sometimes the masculine shows up when the intuitive feminine is around and in her power, and that masculine will use that intuitive, because that's blindness. It takes a lot of vulnerability and a lot of blindness and trust and faith to be within that feminine receptive sort of energy. So if a masculine shows, look at the masculine in the world right now, okay? Look at the way that our society interacts with that energy. So it's like around, it's around. It takes a very disciplined, discerned sort of practitioner to not interact with that. There's another way to interact with masculine energy. Oh my goodness. That is not taking advantage of the receptive and the receiving spiritual feminine, because then the receptive and the spiritual oracle sort of feminine, with the prophecies and the intuitions and the receivings and all that, you know, the signs and the messages, the dreams, the symbols, what I hear is like, you got to tighten it up. It's like sometimes the screw's a little loose. You just got to like you got to tighten it up a little bit. Okay, but I asked for this thing specifically. It didn't show up yet. I asked for this thing specifically, and that's not what that is. So I need to pay more attention, because that's going to be the masculine. It's the order. It's like creating order. Yes, I did ask for this and it's showing up here, but it's too general. Yes, I did ask for this and it's showing up here, but you need to be more specific with me. Yes, I did ask for this, but these qualities are not rendered in the specific capacity that I asked for. So clearly this is not it. Don't get tricked. Just because there's a 222, just because there's the signs and the symbols and the birds and the just because doesn't mean it actually is. You got to check out what's here. You got to check out, what's here, what's real, what do you see? Because that's going to be what's in the reality. So there's something about the feminine illusions and masculine. How do I want to say that? Feminine illusions, masculine. There's a lot of different words. It's like shape-shifting words. The shapeshifters, masculine shapeshifters. Interesting. Masculine usually is a little bit more shape-shifty. Not all the time, but yeah. Okay, so the masculine shapeshifters, the feminine illusions, something about that is going to become very clear on this full moon that's coming up. The one with the Venus retrograde turning around and going direct. Something about you still feel like you're fighting, but also like it's kind of over. You still feel like you're fighting, but also it's kind of over. What else do we need to see about this? Because it feels like there's something else. That's crazy. That's crazy. The facade, the mask is coming off. Take it 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 off. You know what happens when you're in front of a person? You know what happens when you're in front of a person who drops you all the clues, who tells you exactly who they are. They say exactly who they are, good, bad, whatever, whoever they are. You know, they say exactly who they are, and you pick it up every single time. You're like, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah, I see it. 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 And then, how do I say this? Of course they're going to call you a fool. Of course they're going to call you a jester because you're like picking up what they're putting down, but they don't want you to see it, but you can clock it because you can read a room. Okay. You want to come up? Come on. You want to? No, you're going to sit? Okay. But there's also something grounding about that. That one landed on the ground. Keep picking it up. Keep picking it up. Keep picking it up. You don't have to be a fool. This is not about learning. This is not about going to school. Sometimes you got to do something with your with this information that's coming in. I was gonna say with your words, but that might not exactly be it. It's just like if you're picking up all the information, go do something with it. If you're picking up all the information, especially if it's about a manifestation or you have something that you're working on, then, do as needed. Do as needed with the information that's coming through. Something else about this. Just because it's a union does not mean it's the lovers. Okay. Call it out then, I guess. Oh my God. Sometimes the readings are personal, but y'all want to clock me anymore? Good God. Just because it's a union doesn't mean that it's the lovers. Healthy unions, no. What is this? What I heard is look at the card of the lovers. Doesn't this look like turmoil? Look at that. Just for a second. Just for a second. Just look at that. Oh, it's how do I explain this? There's like this divine light that's like, yes, burn the tree. Yes, be the slithering snake. Temptation, the lovers, like, but it was reversed. Just because it's the lovers doesn't mean it's a healthy union. And the healthy union, you get to decide what energy that's in. You get to decide. Because look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You see the snake on this tree? Look at the snake. There's a snake that's wrapping around on this one, on this side. There's a snake wrapping up and around the trunk of this tree. So there's only one. There's only one on that side. And it's on the feminine. And then this one, also, I probably shouldn't show that card. So sorry. I didn't think about that. I'll keep it to myself this time. My bad. But this one, there's two snakes. Look at that. Two of them. There's two of them. And they're in harmony. They're in unison. Also, yeah, sorry for showing that card. I did not think about that. I didn't think about it. Yeah. You can have a healthy union. You can have a healthy union. But just because it's love, you know how they say love is blinding? Okay. Love is blinding, and you're looking at this union? Okay. You're looking at a union? Interesting. Where the feminine and the illusions and the receiving and the messages and the prophecies and things like that, and then the masculine is like using that power to get what they want. First of all, that's not love. Secondly, what I'm feeling from this is like, how do I say this? The spiritual masculine needs to be checked. Needs to be checked. Be more direct. How do I say that? The spiritual masculine is in a position where if the feminine stood up, it's gonna get knocked over. Again, regardless of the gender that you sit in, like in my system of how I work, everyone has a feminine and a masculine. So, yeah. The masculine energy using the toxicity to get what it wants, and the feminine just being in the flow and being in the flow. Sometimes you gotta let the flow go. Listen, I'm not doing it. I'ma stand up, however you need to. There's something else about this. I don't know about you, but I know about me. This Venus retrograde has hands. It had hands at the beginning, and then I forgot it had hands, and now it has hands again. So, what else we need to see about this? Something to reveal. Don't charge in. You're not charging. Don't charge in. Take actions based on the words that in the community, like what, if you're picking up what they're putting down, good. Don't charge in like you're going to war though. Don't charge in like you're going to war, just move accordingly. Don't charge in like you need to fight because you don't need to, if you don't need to. Discernment. You don't need to if you don't need to. Don't start something if you don't need to. And also protect thyself. protect thyself, direct thyself. And then there's an opportunity coming in. But first you got to get this closed. Okay. What else? What else we got to say about today? My goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm super excited for Venus retrograde to be done. You know? Yeah. Oh, hello to you too. Magic grounding? Ooh. Okay, let's talk about it. That sounds fun. Let's let the hard lesson be done. What do we need to see about the fun? Magic being revealed, magic grounding. Magic that's been concealed is being revealed. Magic that's been concealed is being revealed. What do we need to know? Magic been concealed, be revealed. Yeah, you want to come help out? You want to come help out? Hi, my love. Hi, my love. You want to come sit? Yeah, there's a seat for you. We have a friend now. Come to hang out with us. I don't know if he's actually going to sit or if he's going to go roam and adventure again, but, you know, yeah, it is. Also, let's talk about, I saw from Christine, she needs to go direct. Yes, and also she's sitting right now with Saturn. And they're brother and sister. Saturn and Venus are both children of Uranus, of Uranus. They're both children of, so how serious Saturn is and how like orderly and structured, and like Venus is sort of an equivalent, but on the more like woman womb, feminine side of things. Crazy to me. Crazy to me. Okay, so magic that's been concealed being revealed. Magic that's been concealed being revealed. Justice is grounding. Justice is true. Think about the justice work that you do. You're gonna know if this is for you. Think about the justice work that you do. Think about the justice work that you do. It could be justice for your family. It could be justice for your kids. It could be justice for you. It could be justice for those who have wronged you. It could be justice. Love you, justice. Justice. Think about the justice work that you do. Magic that's been concealed is being revealed. Think about the justice work that you do. Money coming through. Money is about to land in your hand. If you are someone, because think about the entire, we've been talking about Venus retrograde. Okay, the entire previous South Node in Libra ruled by Venus was in between the Venus retrograde, kind of like around the same time that the South Node went into Libra, and then this Venus retrograde that's happening now in this eclipse season. So if you are someone who's really leaned into the justice part of Libra, and you've really been leaning into it, you've really been doing the work of justice, you've really been bringing balance to your life, you've really been taking accountability, because there's multiple sides in justice, so you got to check from different angles, you know, your story, you got to check the other stories, you got to check what's going on, you got to see different angles of the truth. So, and because that patches up the holes, honestly. That's a fortified justice is what that is. Okay, interesting. The fortification of justice. You've been doing fortification work with justice? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He's a napper. He's a sleeper, aren't you? Yeah, that's pretty good. Sometimes I talk too loud and he gets up, but we'll let it be for now. Okay, if you've really been doing that, if you've really been doing that, if you've been leaning into the justice work, there's about to be money that lands in your hand. And this is justice being like, okay, here you go. Here you go. What I see is somebody leaving the courtroom with like a stack of, it's like, here's a stack of $100 bills. Or like a settlement. In terms of like an actual, I'm gonna air quote that, like a justice, like a court case. It's like, okay, well, here, you did the work. Here, you can have the money. Here, that's yours now. Here, you've done the work. This is yours. You've done the work. This is yours. It also reminds me of, if you've ever seen the movie Stick It, it reminds me when Haley goes back into the judge's office and like everything that she's done, like the property damage, it's like all paid off from the coach, if you know what I'm talking about. I love that movie. Money's landing in your hand. The money. If you've been doing justice work and you've been taking accountability, you've been calling for justice to come through, money is coming to you. Okay. What else do we need to know about that? Because it feels like maybe there's more to this. Justice. Love you, justice. Be patient in the process and understand. Justice is straightforward, equal. Justice's straightforward equivalent is Scorpio, that gets a little schemy and gets a little hidden and gets a little like plotty planny, you know. But justice in Libra is exact. It's very exact. What did I just say about Venus and Saturn? Venus is the equivalent of Saturn in the feminine aspect. It's a little different, okay, but the order is still there. The specificity with order and pattern is still there. So be patient and understand that everything that you've poured into the justice work that you have done is returning with this quote settlement. I'm going to air quote it. The settlement or whatever it is that's coming through. As long as you've done the justice work, because it's going to be up to you and the work that you've done over the previous year and a half. You know, maybe justice was calling on you. Maybe justice was bringing new things through. Maybe justice, I don't know. However you've been working with justice, it's going to be different for every single person. Oh my goodness. I've been doing a lot of justice work too. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. It feels like, how do I say this? Because this magic that's been concealed that's about to be revealed. And I feel like there's going to be some things I remember when I get off of this live stream. I'm not exactly sure what that is yet, but it feels like I'm going to sit and have a recall of something. Because I'm thinking about the previous Venus retrograde and what happened. It was horrible. It was horrible. We're not going to get into it, but it was horrible. And then there was a return of a justice earned, or like a justice turned, a justice returned. How do I explain that? It was another grounding in this Venus retrograde. So strange. But I know there's more to it. Like I can feel the veil of things over my eyes. You know what I mean? Having coffee and you know what? Shout out to that. Shout out to that. You know, that's good. Oh my goodness. Goodness. So it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. That one's pretty good. Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Oh goodness, so many notifications. What's going on? All the messages coming through? Okay. I only ever turn my notifications back on when I go on my live stream so I can see if people like send in for readings. So occasionally there's stuff that pops up. Oh, I'm grateful to be back too. You know what? So good. I'm grateful to be back too. Okay. What else? Is there anything else? Really think about everything that you pour. There's also a rainbow in the background of this picture. If anybody cares about rainbows, they've been a part of my process. Everything that you poured into justice is being returned to you. It's going to take some time. That's what it feels like. Not in a bad way. Just like give it time. It's supposed to be sweet. It's supposed to be, you know, the meal takes a while to eat. The meal takes a while to eat. So let yourself receive what this is. I feel like I want to do another kind of iteration of that. A further message on it. Let's see if there's anything else that needs to be said about. That was a lot of cards. Lift it then. Okay, let's talk about it. The Hermit, someone who's been traveling alone for a long time. You've been going by yourself? Okay. You lost some money on the way? Oh, you've been traveling alone because people have been taking your resources and you said, well, it's just going to be easier if I go by myself then. And every time you try just start building with somebody else, it doesn't work. So you've been breaking a lot of commitments and doing your own thing as you've needed to. This is a lot of loss. Lots of loss. And both the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Oh my goodness. So much loss. So much loss, so many things lost, so many people lost, so many experiences of grief and loss and death and destruction. And oh my, and of course you've been going by yourself. Every time you interact with somebody, there's things going wrong, quote unquote, air quote that, going wrong, you know? Okay. What else do we need to see about this? You're going to get what you want in the end. You're going to get what you want in the end. You're learning how to nurture yourself. You're learning how to find darkness in the light and light in the darkness. A whole shift of perspective. And you've been pouring things out recently. It's like, I got to get this out. Things in the physical. I got to get this out. You've been purging, cleaning, It is spring cleaning time, you know, purging, cleaning, getting rid of it, get it done, 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 get it done. You know, having that the purging and the clearing. If you've been doing that recently, you're gonna get what you want. You're gonna get what you want. You're gonna get what you want. What did you I'm gonna use the word manifest. I don't normally use that word. I used it earlier too, but it's normally I say create, but also manifestation in the sense like, did you do a work? Did you do a weaving? And now it's coming through. You're gonna get what you want. You're gonna get what you asked for. You've been doing the work to make sure that that happens. And sometimes this happens when it's like when you do a work or a weaving, especially when it is, because this feels very financial, physical. If it's not financial, then it's physical. Could be both. It feels physical. For some people, it's going to be really creative, or like the essence of time, the resources, time, money, physical stuff. Okay. So if you ask for something by yourself, like you did a spell by yourself, or you did a work by yourself, you did a weaving, love you, by yourself. If you did something by yourself and then you've been through this long road of loss, where there's destruction and there's death and there's all these different twists and turns, and you've had to get rid of people and places and things, and now it's like the final days. Okay, thanks, Spirit. Where did that come from? I'll receive it. The final days. It's the final days of that, and you're receiving what you asked for. The final days could be a couple days. It could be a couple weeks. It could be a couple months. I don't know exactly how long that is, but the final days. It's the final days. It's the final days of that. And it's the high priestess at the end. We've got all these cards. It's the hermit at the beginning, and it's all these cards of loss and destruction and death and like divorce and just like horrible experiences, new perspectives, having to like pour into things. As long as you've started working, I don't know what that would translate as to in your world, but as long as you've started working again, like pouring energy into this manifestation, into this creation, into this, as long as you're pouring work, because death and destruction work is like pulling it out, getting it out, purging. So as long as you're pouring energy into it again, or you're pouring energy into what it is that you're asking for again, you're going to get what you want. You're in the final days. For some people, it's going to be a couple weeks. For some people, it's going to be a couple weeks. For some people, it's going to be a couple months before the next eclipse season. For some people, it might be just after that. But for most people, it's going to be before the next eclipse season. That's the energy I get. It's not wrong to be on delay. It just means that things need to be your way, is what that means. It needs to be your way. And sometimes it takes time to have that happen. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you asked for. The spirits are around you. They're not there to unground you. Make sure that you ask for help if you need it. What I heard is keep your head down and keep going. Keep your head down and keep going. Keep your head down and keep going. Keep it here, keep it going. Keep it here and keep it going. Keep it here and keep it going. Think about how much death and destruction you've been through. Think about how much purging you have been doing. You're almost done? Okay, let me stay locked in then. Thank you. That's crazy. You're going to get what you want. I just want to sit with the High Priestess for a second. I don't want to sit with that card. I feel like there's more to this. And I just want to sit with this card. Let's just sit with the High Priestess. Let's learn. Let's sit and let's learn. Life's about to take a turn. Oh, interesting. Life's about to take a turn. The chills. Thanks for that, and the target too. Life's about to take a turn. Right before, do I need to talk about that? That's all right. I'll leave it be. Spirit's been telling me recently change is going to be coming through frequently, often. Change is changing also. Life's about to take a turn. What did you learn? There's like this big ending of a chapter, beginning of a chapter. What I see is someone entering like a priestesshood, or entering some kind of consecration, or you're like entering your zone, being in your zone, however that fits for your narrative and your story. You're in your zone. You're entering your zone, your space, your place. And because of that, there's like this whole intricate thing that's coming out of the other side. This is the vision that I'm getting. It's like all this death and destruction. It had to get you into this specific, like almost kind of compressed space. And now you're in this space and you get to create. And because you get to create, it's like there's a certain kind of energy on this side, and it's gonna be very different going into this direction because it's gonna open back up again. Things are gonna open back up again. New life is gonna come in again. There's gonna be more. It's gonna be different. You're taking a turn. Life is taking a turn, and this intricate web that you're weaving right now, especially if you are someone who's spending a lot of time by themselves, or you're being more isolated and alone. Interesting. Interesting. And you know what? I went out in public recently. I do that sometimes. Surprise. I went out in public, not all the time recently though, because Spirit has had me more like to myself, but sometimes I do. And I went out in public recently and I just had this realization how much I'd changed. I went somewhere that I haven't been in years. Like when I started dreaming up doing what I do here. Crazy. And I haven't been there in years. And I just had this realization while I was there. I had this realization. I was like, not only have I changed so much, I've become the person I needed to be to have that thing. Weird. I was just realizing how different. I was like, I'm really strange. This is a strange feeling. So keep sitting with it. Be patient, have patience. It's coming through. This thing you asked for is coming through. You gotta work and weave and believe. Work and weave and believe. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Phew. Thanks, Justice. Love you. Okay. Wow. Dude, I love water. I love water so much. It's so good. Thank you, water. It's so good. Yeah, it's been a big shift recently. And it's like so much is happening, but only so much can happen at a time, you know? It's like so much is happening, but only so much can happen at a time. So it's like this will happen and this will happen, but it's like kind of big small shifts, which amounts to like a really big change on the overarching level, which is crazy. It's crazy, you know? So good. Also, thanks. So good. Oh, wow. So these are collectives right now, just so everybody knows where we're at. If you are interested in personal readings, the list is open tonight, if you're wondering about that. I also have my private bookings back up and open. So if you're wanting to book a private reading instead of one that's on live stream, yeah, that's an option now too. So everything is linked up in the website. Yep. And that's what it is. So what else? I've been saying I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going. I think that's funny. I know I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going. Recently, my saying this isn't maybe like a specific thing that I've been saying, but I'm realizing it looking at that I know where I'm going. I'm just not quite sure what's going to happen on the way there. So a little bit different, but yeah, understood. It's like I know where I'm going. I'm just not sure I don't know how I'm going to get there. I know I'm getting there. I know I'm going to go, but I don't know what the process is going to look like. I know it's going to be a process. Interesting. What the heck? That card landed in my printer. That card landed in the printer. Something you're about to figure out. That's what I just heard. That landed in the printer. It's the Three of Swords too. You know, the Three of Swords, the card of heartbreak, it landed in the printer. It said, I'm going to be in the printer now. It's in the part where you feed the papers through to have it, is it a fax? Speaking fax? Okay. And it landed face down. So I can't see that it's the heartbreak card. I can't, because it almost landed reversed up here. It almost landed reversed. I was like, it's over, it's done. But then it landed face down in the printer. Why you landed face down in the printer? Why you landed face down in the printer? What's really going on with that? Let's look. Heartbreak. Something about heartbreak that's not fake. Something about heartbreak that's not fake. Do you need to talk about it? It landed in the printer. Copy and repeat. It could be cycles. Also, what I heard is old school communication, because it landed in the fax part of it, where you send the faxes with printers. So it's like old school communication. I'm also seeing that this could be old cycles. It could be things that are connected ancestrally, possibly too. Like if you're like in similar patterns to what your parents were in when it comes to heartbreak, that sucks. Relatable and also not fun. Heartbreak in general just is not fun. Heartbreak. That one also almost landed in the printer, but it did not. It landed on the ground. Interesting. There was not a healthy union. What about this? Not a healthy union is what you were looking for, but it ended up not being healthy. Not a healthy union. It's not a healthy union anymore. Trust in it. Are you sure? Trust in it. Are you sure? Go lead yourself. Go lead yourself. That's what I heard on that one. Go lead yourself. Go do what you're best at. Go put this to rest. Go do what you're best at. Go do what you're best at. Go do what you're best at. Go be back again in your zone. Go be back in your zone. It's okay to be alone. Look at the Six of Wands. Look at that leader up there. Yeah, on the high horse, sure. But sometimes we got to see other people to be able to know where to go, when to go, all that kind of stuff, right? So there's only one person on the horse, though. Go do what you're best at. Put this other thing to rest. And go do what you're best at. What are you best at? What are you best at? You know? Go do that. Not doing that again. Understood. Understood. What else? I think I'm going to read with the Fate deck. We've been reading with one deck the entire time. So I'm going to go. Yeah? You want to read with me too? Okay. Thanks, Boba. Yeah. I know you keep looking for a seat in my lap and there just isn't the one that you normally would sit in. He's really particular. I've said this before on my live streams, but he's really particular and he only really likes to have, like, he will only, the professor is in. You know what? That's really funny. He'll only sit in my lap if there's like a cover. Hold on, because I have my sweatshirt here, so maybe, yeah, let me get comfy for you. Hold on. Give me space, give me time, give me just a moment. There. You gonna come and sit now? Try it out. Try it out. We might have a success rate, actually. Maybe not. He's really moving. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Yeah, I love you too. You want to sit? Because you definitely can. He's for sure my best friend. That's for certain. That's for certain, aren't you? Yeah. I don't really even care that you're a cat. You're fantastic. Okay. Let's do this a little differently then. Oh, we're going to pull Fate different? Interesting. We're going to pull Fate different, Bubba. What you want to pull then? Three of Swords. Again with the Three of Swords? That's two different decks. Thank you. That's two different decks. That's two of them. Go create something. You know how you can like use your heartbreak for poetry. You could use your heartbreak for art. Go do something. Interesting. Okay. Listen, I'm listening to, you know, I'm listening to. What else do we need to see about that? Oof, that one is like hard to look at. That one is hard to look at. It's like I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see it. I just want to close my eyes and I want to take it. I want to go to sleep. I don't even want to look at that. What the heck? I really don't. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, so good. Thanks, Samantha. Wow. Oh, geez. Wow. So good. Also, thanks. Yeah. Wow. I'm not going to repeat the heartbreak ever. I'm donezo. Recently, I realized, how do I say this? We live in a time and in an era where I don't have to be married, I don't have to have kids, and I actually have dreams and aspirations and goals that are even bigger than what I'm already doing. Call me crazy, because I am, you know. But I've been realizing recently, I was like, it's really hard to fit any sort of other person like that into my life. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's been my realization recently is like, I'm here to do something. Like, I'm here to get something done. I'm here to get something done. So let me go and do it then, you know? Let me go and do it. Let me go and do it. Let me go and brew it. You know, Dunzo. Yeah, Dunzo. 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 Oh my goodness. Dunzo. Break off a lot of people. So the Three of Swords, I understand that. Sometimes letting go is what you need to do, you know? Sometimes I get it. It's not fun. But you can find fun in it a little bit. I was cleaning yesterday. I've been cleaning everything out. And I was cleaning and I found this song and I really liked it. Listened to it a couple times. So like you can find fun in it, you know. You can find fun in it, but yeah, it's definitely a thing. Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness. It definitely is. I feel like I need to go and write. I have a blog that I'm working on for the exclusive subs, and I feel like I'm like half, maybe a little less than half finished with it, but yeah, I'm about half done with it. And I kind of want to go now that we have all the collective reading stuff done. I kind of want to go work on it. I kind of want to go see what's up. I know I've only been on for what, like an hour now. About I don't actually know how long I've been on. Yeah, like 15 minutes, like an hour long. Interesting, because we haven't had any personals come through yet, and normally when that happens it means I need to be doing something else, so which is not a bad thing. But yeah, I want to go get that finished. I'm gonna go work on that. I've got some other stuff I need to get done. Oh my god, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, let me go take care of what I need to take care of. Okay, there's a lot of things I need to do, including write that blog. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Let me turn my readings off really quick, and let me go work on that. Good luck with what you're going through. Good luck with if that's what's going on in the collective energy. Listen, I thought that was just for me. You know how do I say that? How I just said it. That's how I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I thought it was just for me. That's what I've been. That's how I've been feeling recently. Yeah, thank you too for hanging out. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna go make myself some dinner. Some good food, you know? Take care of myself. We're in the final days of Venus retrograde. Yeah, I'm gonna go take care of myself. Okay, well, y'all have a good night then. I'll talk to you soon. You all have a good night. I'll talk to you soon. I'm grateful that we got YouTube figured out. I know on TikTok we're over here, it's all working and it's been working, but on YouTube, we finally got it fixed. Thank goodness. So cool for that. Okay, it's not glitchy or anything. So that's, you know, it is. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.